session is about the topic Insights of IoT, AI, and Data Science. I extend a warm welcome to Dr. T. Russo. Dr. T. Russo has 11 years and 6 months of experience in research, training, and industry sectors. He has worked as a project associate in IIT Madras, assistant professor in Savita University, and is currently working with Wipro as associate consultant. He has developed a multi-party video conference tool which is used to connect all the professors, research scholars, and students among 8 institutions across Tamil Nadu. He developed a prototype design for the National Knowledge Network project. He has published 4 international journal papers and 2 international conference papers. His area of research includes IoT, cloud computing, 5G networks, network protocols, networks and distributed systems, and multimedia networks. Today, we have him here with us for this session. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, madam. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll share my screen.
Yes.
First of all, I would like to
Yes,
thank
sir.
the
Your screen
management
receipt,
of
sir.
the Eastman Engineering College, principal, HOD, and faculty members. It's a great pleasure to be the part of this great event. It's a 10 days event. It's going successfully. So my topic is artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. So much needed in today's world. So year 2020 onwards, all the applications are using the machine learning artificial intelligence algorithm because application needs some intelligence. So earlier, around 2000 onwards, the web technology has been introduced, but it doesn't have the artificial intelligence kind of things. Only the monolithic architecture has been involved. We just use the Servlet, JSP, and Java technologies. So nowadays, people are using the microservices architecture, and it uses the intelligence things. Along with intelligence, IoT is also involved. I'm just presenting my lecture. So before I move on to my topic, I'm just reading out my poem. Writing program is our job. Checking condition is our goal. Testing code is our primary. Making platform is our profession. Learning memory is our practice. Showing demonstration on time. Chatting with program is our hobby. Speaking with logic is our passion. Playing with for loop is our need. Optimization is our objective. Living as a programmer. So first I will introduce the IoT. Internet of Things is a network of physical objects, or people call things, that are embedded with software, electronics, networks, and sensors, which allows these objects to collect and exchange the data. The actual idea of connected devices was proposed in 1970. Even two computers connected through internet or LAN or WAN. So that is also the IoT. When the computers, devices, things are coming under one network, so that network is called as the Internet of Things. The goal of IoT is to extend internet connectivity from standard devices like computer, mobile, tablets, relatively dumb devices like toaster. 1970, the actual idea of connected devices was proposed. 1990, John Romkey created a toaster, it's an electronic device, which could be turned on, turned off over the internet. 1995, Siemens introduced the first cellular module built for M2M, mobile to mobile communications or machine to machine communication. 1999, the term Internet of Things was used by Kevin Aston during his work at P&G, which became widely accepted. 2004, the term was mentioned in famous publications like Guardian, Boston Globe, and Scientific American. 2005, UN's International Telecommunication Union, ITU, published its first report on this topic. 2008, the Internet of Things was born. The entire IoT process starts with the device themselves, like smartphone, smartwatches, electronic appliances like TV, washing machine, which helps you to communicate with IoT platform. So today, when you buy a smartphone, when you switch on Samsung or other mobile phone, automatically it will connect to the cloud. There are programs written in the smartphones. Intelligent programs are written in smartphones. It is automatically connect with the internet. They have a cloud platform. So all the data are going from your smartphone to the cloud platform. So like that, all the devices are connected to internet as well as it has intelligent. The intelligent programs are written in every devices. Today, smart TVs are there, smartphones are there. You are taking remote control and asking the movie, I want this movie. So the intelligent device accepting your natural language processing, natural language, and it process and it is trying to get the relevant movie or from the YouTube or other websites, and it is displaying. So everywhere the intelligence programs, algorithms are there. So there are 4 important components involved in IoT: sensors or devices are the key component that helps you to collect the live data from surrounding environment. All this data may have various levels of complexities. It could be a simple temperature monitoring sensor, or it may be the form of video feed. Now we are doing video conferencing. This is also one of the IoT applications. Many of you join with mobile phone, many of you join with computer, many of you join with laptop. So devices may be varied. All devices are connected and streaming via one server, that is Cisco WebEx. Connectivity, all the second component, all the collected data is sent to cloud infrastructure. The sensor should be connected to the cloud using various mediums of communications. These communication medium include mobile or satellite networks, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, WAN. Data processing is done at server or cloud. Once the data is collected and it gets to the cloud, the software performs processing on other data. This process can be just checking the temperature, reading on device like AC or heaters. However, it can sometimes also be very complex, like identifying the objects using computer vision on video. So in remote, they are finding out the objects, whether the object is car or vehicle, two-wheeler. So somewhere the data is stored there, the intelligent program is working, and it is identifying the video. Inside the video, what is the object is there. So those processing is there at cloud infrastructure. The fourth component is user interface, where you are displaying the data. The information needs to be available to the end user in some way, which can be achieved by triggering alarm on their phones or sending the notifications through email or text message. The user sometimes might need an interface which actively checks their IoT systems. For example, the user has a camera installed in his home. He wants to access the video recording and all the feeds with the help of the web servers. So there are four components involved: sensor devices, connectivity, data processing, and user interface. With the four component, you can create a IoT infrastructures. It's not a standard one. So whatever you have devices, whatever you have network, whatever you have a cloud infrastructure, if it is not cloud infrastructure, use a server, and you can create a IoT platform. In IoT platform, if you put any intelligence in anywhere, not only the server side, you can also embed the program, artificial intelligence program in devices itself, end devices itself. So if you combine IoT and artificial intelligence, then it is a high-end technology. So there are many applications types. Smart outlets means remotely turn on any devices, turn on, turn off any devices. It also allows you to track the device energy level and gets custom notification directly into your smartphones. Parking sensors. IoT technology helps user to identify the real-time availability of parking space on their phones. So in the phone itself, there will be app. So using app, you can find out the slots where you can park your vehicle. So everything is connected with the internet. So intelligent programs are running in end-to-end, client to server, client to the cloud infrastructure. Connected healthcare application. The concept of connected healthcare system facilitates real-time health monitoring and patient care. It helps to improve medical decision-making system and patients' data. Smart cities. So today you may have seen that the COVID data is in online. They have stored the data in some cloud space or server. So anyone can take the data and you can project it in the form of graphical representations, and you can predict. So what is the impact of the other following months? Like that, you can predict and give the solution to the government. Smart cities. Remotely monitor traffic management to water distributions, waste management. So smart cities is connecting all the traffic management, distribution management, waste management. Smart home encapsulates the connectivity inside your homes. It includes smoke detectors, home appliances, light bulbs, windows, whether it is closed or open, door locks. So it all identified by the smart home applications. Smart supply chain helps you in real-time tracking of goods while they are on the road, or getting suppliers to exchange the inventory informations. There are a lot of challenges while implementing the IoT. At present, IoT is faced with many challenges like insufficient testing and updating, because we have many components, many devices placed in many places. Testing is very complex, and updating the devices is also a complex. Concern regarding data security and privacy, software complexity, data volume and interpretations. So the 1 hour session will create a large volume of data, and it occupies a large volume of data in space, memory space in cloud. The integration of AI and automations. Devices require a constant power supply, which is difficult. Interaction and short range communications. Advantages, many advantages. Technical optimization. A manufacturer is able to collect the data from various car sensors, and manufacturers analyze them to improve its design and make them more efficient. Improved data collections. Traditional data collection has its limitations and it's designed for passive use. IoT facilitates immediate actions on data. Reduced wastage. IoT offers real-time information, leading to effective decision making and management of resources. For example, a manufacturer finds an issue in multiple car engines. He can track a manufacturing plan of those engines and solves this issue with the manufacturing. Please be on mute. Improved customer engagement. IoT allows you to improve customer experience by detecting problems and improving the process. So this is simple IoT. So what is how before IoT and how after IoT? When the machines are not connected through internet, then it is not IoT. If it is connected, then IoT. Connection can be made through any network like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, WAN or LAN, any network. And devices may be any devices. Disadvantage of IoT. Security. IoT technology creates an ecosystem of connected devices. However, during this process, the system may offer little authentication control despite sufficient security measures. Authentication is very lagging because devices are involved, right? So in instead of one device, the other device can come and authenticate. So it's not a manual one. Okay. So security is challenges. You can work on that as a research. Privacy is another challenge. The use of IoT exposes a substantial amount of personal data. The personal data are sending across the internet in extreme detail without the user active participation. This creates a lot of privacy issues. Flexibility. There is a huge concern regarding the flexibility of an IoT systems. It's mainly regarding integrating with another systems, as there are many diverse systems involved in this process. Complexity. The design of IoT system is also quite complicated. Moreover, the its deployment and maintenance also not easy. Compliance. IoT has its own set of rules and regulations. However, because of this complexity, the task of compliance is quite challenging. Best practices. Design products for reliability and security. Use strong authentications. So whatever you face in the challenges, you have to address it here. Strong authentications and security protocols needed. Disable non-essential services. Ensure internet managed and IoT management hubs and services are secured. Energy efficient algorithms should be designed for the system to be active longer. So this is the higher level architecture. It's not a standard one. You can make it any architecture. Okay, this is somewhat company standard. The end devices data is collected through IQ radio frequency. Okay, and that data will be stored inside the intermediate gateway. So the gateway is having a different kind of software. Docker, Kubernetes, Raspberry Pi. Okay. So it's all the Docker, Kubernetes, and all current technology. So it's very useful to run your application in any kind of environment. Okay. It's a kind of Docker is a container. It's a kind of tiny operating systems. Okay. Many images, even Oracle Java has image that can be embedded in a tiny OS called the Docker. So inside Docker, any images can be added, so that can be executed in any place. Dependent of OS, it can be executed. And the data will be sent through this cloud server. The cloud server is maintained like using the OpenStack. So in cloud, we are doing the data processing and displaying in the form of visualization. Either it may be graphical or API access. This is another architecture, IoT internal design. The Spring-based applications are getting the data from the various devices, and it is sending to different message queues, database, machine learning algorithm, file systems, and it retrieving. Okay. The Spark is used to setting up the distributed environment, and these are all message queues databases. Okay. Suppose if you want to store the data and retrieve the data, you can use these kind of things. JMS, Java Messaging Services, Kafka, MQTT is a protocol, IoT protocol, and MongoDB can be used to store and retrieve the data. And there are some machine learning algorithm, Python based machine learning algorithm can be used, and Hadoop system, file system can be used. And here a lot of things involved in Internet of Things: devices, objects, networks, standards, business, security, innovations, big data, consumers. So this is the 4-layer architecture. Already we have seen. Sensing layer, in their physical devices involved. Network layer, network, internet gateway. So like GSM, 5G. There are Bluetooth. Different kinds of networks will be available. Data processing unit contains artificial intelligence algorithm, data analytics. There they will take the decisions. And the smart applications, in application layer, you are displaying the data in the form of visualized manner, graphical manner. Again, sensing layer uses sensors, actuators, devices are present in this layer. These sensors or actuators accept the physical parameters and process the data. It emits the data over the internet. Network layer is a gateway, network gateway. Data acquisition system are present in this layer. DAS performs data aggregations and conversion functions, collecting data and aggregating data, then converting analog data of sensors to digital data. Advanced gateways, which mainly opens up the connections between the sensor networks and the internet. Also performs many basic gateway functionalities like malware protections, filtering, also sometimes decision making based on the input data. So data processing layer, it used to analyze and pre-process before sending the data to the center from where the data is accessed by the software applications, often termed as the business applications, where data is monitored and managed and further actions are also prepared. So here the edge IET or edge analytics comes into the picture. The application layer, the end user is going to be accessed. Applications such as agriculture, healthcare, aerospace, farming, defense. So this is again layered architecture. Edge devices has sensors and connectivity can be anything, LAN, WAN, MAN, switches being used. Edge computing, it's an intermediate computing. It's a kind of gateway. There also processing will be there, and then data accumulations, data abstractions, applications, and collaborations process. IoT protocols. IPv6 is the main protocol, next generation protocol, not next generation, it's the current generation we are using right now. 340 trillion unique addresses can be created using IPv6. It eliminates the need of internet network address translations. So in IPv4, we have used NAT, network address translation. So that is not required now. These features provides seamless integration of physical objects into the internet world. There are a lot of technologies, network technology I have displayed here. 2G, Bluetooth, 802.15.4, LoRa, LTE, NB-IoT, Sigfox, weightless, Wi-Fi, wireless HOT, Zigbee, Z-Wave. So mostly all the technologies uses the pre-band, license-free network, and accordingly it varies the data rate, range, power usage, cost effective also. Here many protocols I have displayed. Layer wise, physical layer data link layer uses the 802.15.4, Bluetooth, RFID, Wi-Fi, 3GP, PP, and 6 low WPAN is being used. Zigbee used. Simple TCP, UDP also can be used over the IPv6. And in application layer, HTTP, COAP, SEP 2.0, and M2M protocol is being used. So again in detail, infrastructure wise, 6 LoWPAN, IPv4, v6. Identification wise, EPC, Ucode, IPv6, URI. For communication transport, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, LPWAN. For discovery, physical web, MDNS, DNSSD, data protocol, MQTT, COAP, AMQP, WebSocket, Node, device management, TR069, OMADM, for semantics, JSON, LD, WebThing model, many protocols is being used. So again, it uses the different data ranges. 5G is involved in IoT. 5G and IoT technology is more than just a new generation of wireless technology. It represents a fundamental change in the mobile ecosystems, unleashing a powerful combination of extraordinary speed, expanded bandwidth, low latency, and increased power efficiency that is driving billions of more connections in next 5 years and changing the world. It changed the world. 5G connections are expected to grow from 10 million at the end of 2019 to 1.8 billion by 2025. And we were well on the way. In June 2020, the Global Mobile Suppliers Association identifies 81 mobile network operations in 42 countries who had launched 5G commercial service, and more than 385 MNO in 125 countries are investing the 5G development. The first interactions of wireless technology, 1G, that's the cord for voice calls. 2G is used for machine-to-machine communications. It enables simple solutions such as telematics, remote monitoring, and control. When 3G involved, web browsing greatly expanded the possibility of IoT. When 4G comes, the cloud computing technologies, video streaming applications are evolved. This unleashed a tidal wave of imagination and innovations that demanded higher bandwidth, greater capacity, stronger security, and continuous connectivity with lower latency. 5G is a game changer. 5G enables a faster, more stable, and more secure connectivity that's advancing everything from self-driving vehicle to smart grid for renewable energy to AI-enabled robots on factory floors. It's unleashing a massive IoT ecosystems where networks can serve billions of connected devices with the right rate of between speed, latency, and cost. 5G got its start when International Telecommunication Union identified minimum recommendations for a new technology that was further defined and standardized by Third Generation Partnership Project 3GPP. And it uses a high bandwidth. For example, the frequency 1 uses 6 GHz range, frequency 2 24 and 52 GHz, and it extends extremely high frequency range the spectrum between 30 GHz and 300 GHz. Instead of viewing 5G as a single technology, and important things to understand that there are 3 different flavors of 5G, each meeting different wireless technology needs. This is the sample Azure IoT services. So if you go and search it in internet, Azure Studio, the IoT applications can be implemented in that Azure Studio link. Okay, so there are a lot of facilities such as it is used to monitor the devices, device connectivity, storage, analytics, presentations. So that kind of applications can be created using Azure Studio. Okay, you go and search it in internet like Azure Studio. So there IoT applications can be created. IoT architecture requirements. It handles extreme hardware and software heterogeneities. So if you want to create IoT architecture, you need a lot of cost, hardware requirements. So there are infrastructures are available. IBM, Microsoft, Google, they have their own IoT infrastructure setup. Using that, you can stream the video and anything can be done. Any applications can be implemented. This is the telemetry applications uses the IoT platform. And this is the event hub and streaming analytics. There are many applications here. I am listing out personal applications, home applications, vehicle applications, and enterprises applications, industrial internet. For creating home applications, what are the softwares, tools, libraries required? So I just listed out in one page. Okay. For example, the automobile applications created using Waze, automatic, and healthcare applications can be created using versus Sensonic. Many softwares such as Bubnub, hardware such as Qualcomm, Toshiba, Siemens, and sensor devices. It's a kind of companies. Okay, the companies is producing the sensor devices, and the protocols such as Bluetooth, Zigbee, LoRa, MQTT. So all the devices, companies name, libraries, softwares are listed out in this one page. You can choose any kind of softwares, network, and you can implement the IoT infrastructure. 10 open source tools for the IoT. Node-RED is a programming platform for intuitive and straightforward integration between the various API smart devices. Pinoma is a Marvell Semiconductors hardware used to develop a prototype development suite. Arduino is an open source software used to create a user-friendly application. Device Hive is hailed to be one of the most popular IoT application. And BeagleBoard is a Texas Instrument single board computer that can be either Android or Linux based, and it is well known for its low power requirement. Riot, Device Hub, Open Remote, the Think System, Anjay, it's all the open source software. You can use these software, you can download from internet and you can write on your own. So the cognitive network is a new type of data network. This make use of cutting edge technology from several research areas. It contains machine learning, knowledge representation, computer networks, and network management. Cognitive network is different from the cognitive radio as it covers all the layers of OSI models. CN is seen as a communication network augmented by a knowledge plane that can be spanned vertically over layers of horizontally access technologies and nodes. Knowledge plane needs at least two elements. The one is the representation of relevant knowledge about the scope, such as device, homogeneous or heterogeneous networks. The second one, a cognition loop which uses artificial intelligence techniques inside its state, learning and decision making techniques. So this is simple product can be used. It is being used both IoT and machine learning. Okay. For detecting the object, you will use the machine learning algorithm, and the sensor can be capture your vehicle, and it will be sent it to the cloud infrastructure. Okay. So this is simple project. As a student, as a faculty, as a researchers, we have done it in local system, but when it is deployed in outside world, then it then it will be called it as the IoT and machine learning project. Okay, so the devices, the roadside sensors will capture your object either through photo or video, and it will be sent it to the cloud infrastructure. There the algorithm will be applied, machine learning algorithm will be applied, and it will be identify whether it is a car or two-wheeler or four-wheelers. If any malpractices have been taken place in roadside, you can identify it in the cloud, and you can take the decision and to inform the corresponding people. So this is the sample object. You should match with the current object. Okay, so it's a kind of training objects, should be matched with the captured object, and then you can take the decisions. It's a sample images, sample example. So here algorithm, K-means algorithm, deep learning algorithm, and for capturing the object, you can use Java CV API, the car video detection API, Java Media Framework, OpenCV softwares can be used. Then coming to artificial intelligence. So without IoT, no artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence should be adopted any places, okay, but mostly it should be suitable in IoT, because real world problem needs the artificial intelligence solutions. Now we will see history of AI. What is artificial intelligence? AI applications, types of AI, programming languages for AI, machine learning algorithms, limitations of algorithm, machine learning algorithm, deep learning, neural networks, natural language processing. So if I talk about the history of AI, it started around 1950. Alan Turing, everyone knows the Alan Turing name. He has been published the landmark paper in which he has speculated about the possibility of creating machine learning that thinks. So if you make the machine to think, then it is called the artificial intelligence. So you are creating memory. The machine has only iron rods. Inside you are putting the CPU, memory, control unit, and algorithm. That is very, very important. All those things are putting inside the machine, and then it will be acting, sensing. It executes the program. According to the program, it is being behaved. Okay, so that is what the artificial intelligence. Your knowledge is transformed to the machine in the form of program. The program is embedded in the memory. The memory is placed in the CPU or a small tiny CPUs. So that will be placed in one machine. So that is called the artificial intelligence and IoT. In 1951, the game AI, Christopher Strachey wrote a checker program. Dietrich Prince wrote for a chess program. This is a best example for artificial intelligence. So when you take many decisions at a time, a human being cannot take a 100 multiple decisions. So that's why we have planned and we have programmed all the 100 or 1000 decisions in one program. It's just if else conditions and putting inside one machine or software. So that will be take a decision at the fractions of seconds. So the chess game is one of the best example for playing the AI. 1956, the birth of AI. John McCarthy was first coined the term artificial intelligence at Dartmouth conference. 1959, first AI laboratory introduced at MIT. 1960, AI Motors introduced the first robot motor. Okay, so that's what I said. The robot, only the iron rod. The inside CPU will be there. Inside CPU, memory, algorithm, program, decisions, if else conditions, for loop. With this all, it is acting as a intelligent machine or robot. 1961, the first chatbot called Eliza was introduced. Every website is having the chatbot software. So if you put the chatbot in server, then it's a kind of software. Okay, if you put the chatbot algorithm in machine, then it will be a IoT platform. It will be called it as an IoT platform. The IBM Blue beat world champion Gary Castro, win title 1997. 2005 standard racing team autonomous robotic car with AI concept. 2011 IBM Watson question answering system. Now we have Alexa device. It uses the artificial intelligence algorithm. It completely based on the knowledge base, expert system, deep learning, computer vision, machine learning, and NLP. This is best learning example. When you say that to write a program to find the name, whether the name is girl or boy. So this is simple exercise. It's an example for artificial intelligence. Okay, so many students did not know what is artificial intelligence. So this is best example. Simple program, whether it is C or C++ or Java, it is going to get one word string or name, then the name is going to be find out whether the name is girl or boy name. How do you do? So you will learn all the characters one by one. For example, Priya. We know Priya is the girl name, but program or machine or computer doesn't know Priya is a girl name. Okay, so somewhat we know 80% if the character ends with A or I, mostly it's a girl name. Okay, so we have learning we have learning models. Okay, we have something in our mind. So if the character ends with I or A, then it will be a girl name. So we are applying the algorithm in that program. So we are learning every character and we are checking the last character. If the last character is A or I, then it will be a girl name. Some intelligence we are applying inside the program. Okay, so that is the simple example. If you apply in sequence and series, Okay, so sequence and series means in 10th standard we have studied finding the nth term of the sequence and series. The series like 2, 4, 6, 8, what is the next term? We apply like Tn equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, the formula. Okay, using that we are finding out the nth term. If we know the common difference, then we can easily apply the formula. If we doesn't know the common difference, would you able to imagine that what is the next term? That is what reasoning. Okay, so the reasoning is applying in the artificial intelligence algorithm. The ability of computer program or machine to think and learn. We are making the machines to think, to learn. It is also the field of study which tries to make the computer smart. Okay, so if the computer tells you that the program, the name is girl or boy, then we'll say that, oh, computer is telling the name is girl or boy name. So it's a smart application. It's a simple example. So wherever you are going, automatically something is happened, then it is a smart systems. AI involves many different fields like computer science, mathematics, linguistics, psychology, neuroscience, and philosophy. Okay. This is the broad the architecture or topology, okay, for the artificial intelligence. It's a branch. Okay, so artificial intelligence has a lot of branches: machine learning, NLP, speech, expert systems, planning, scheduling, robotics, vision. Again, machine learning has two variety of branches: deep learning, predictive analytics. NLP has three: translation, classification, clustering, information extractions. And speech has two branches: speech to text, text to speech. And the vision has two branches: image recognition, machine vision. So all the things coming under one umbrella is called the artificial intelligence. So to implement machine learning, artificial intelligence is nothing but it should comprises machine learning and deep learning. Okay, so artificial intelligence is a subset. Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. To implement machine learning, there are 10 different, not 10, 10 most popular machine learning software tools: Scikit-learn, PyTorch, TensorFlow. Companies are using TensorFlow, Weka, Keras, Naim, Colab, Apache, Mohat, Accord.NET, Shogun, Rabbit, Miner. So machine learning, real example: if you have used Netflix, then you must know that it recommends you some movies or shows for watching based on what you have watched earlier. Machine learning is used for recommendation and to select the data which matches your choice. It uses the earlier data. For example, if you watch a political news, then automatically it provides the political videos. Okay. So based on the previous history, it recommends the future videos. When you upload a photo on Facebook, it can recognize a person in that photo and suggest you mutual friends. Okay, if you apply, sometimes if you apply if you post the group photo, it is easily identify who is this face, who is this face. Okay, so machine learning is used for the prediction. It uses the data like friend list. The friend list suggestions also given to you, right? That's all machine learning based algorithm. And NLP tools, natural language processing tools, Kit, Spice, Spacy, XBlob, Ecstasy, PyTorch, NLP. No tools such as Retext, Compromise, Natural NLP.js, Java tools such as OpenNLP, Standard NLP, Cogcom NLP. So this is the machine learning and blockchain based smart applications. So blockchains connecting all the technologies such as IoT and machine learning and user applications. Okay, the blockchain is used for integrity purpose. So it connects the machine learning and the IoT architecture. So if both are connected in blockchain network, then you will provide a good secured applications. Okay, it's mainly used for the security purpose. There are many benefits, user authentications. What we have seen in the challenges in the IoT, the user authentication is the challenge in the IoT systems. Using the blockchain technology, you can avoid, you can improve the authentication systems. Okay, and you can also use the machine learning. You can provide a good authentication system. BT provides a higher level security and trust. So wherever you need security, wherever you want to improve the security, you have to use the machine learning and the blockchain technology. So it's all applications. It uses, these applications are uses machine learning, blockchain, and IoT. Okay. Customer services, device personalization, product manufacturing, data trading, UAV, smart cities, energy utilities. It's all based on the machine learning and the blockchain based applications. Here, smart applications such as energy utilities, device personalization, product manufacturing, smart cities, unmanned aerial vehicle, data trading, customer services. A lot of research challenges. Research scholars can utilize these kind of issues. Infrastructure issues, memory issue, implementation issues, security issues, quantum resilience, privacy, suitability. So this issue is general for everything, but in current situations, IoT machine learning, blockchain technology is being used. So if you take this issue for your research, then definitely it will be useful for your PhD work. So see here, the blockchain connecting all the power stations, wind power, thermal power, solar power, and individual houses, industries, building. So in this way only we are sharing the data. Daily current usages are monitored through blockchain using the smart grid. It also connects with the accounts. Okay, so daily usage, the current, the transaction, money transactions, everything is involved in this system. Okay, so whatever you are spending the money, it should be logged, and it will be accounted. Okay, logged and accounted by the account system. And the blockchain is connecting all the network systems. So here blockchain is used to improve your security, authentications, trust. Okay. So energy trading applications are connected with the accounts and blockchain network. Machine learning example, recommendation engines, for example Netflix, sorting, tagging and categorizing photos, Yelp, self-driving car, Vayama, education, Duolingo, customer lifetime value, ASOS, patient sickness prediction, Ken C. It's all applications. determining credit worthiness, reserve, targeted email, Optimail. Okay, these applications uses machine learning algorithms. So it's all example. Recommendation system. What is recommendation system? I'll just tell you few examples, then I'll complete my session. Recommendation system. Example application is Netflix. Okay. Application area is media. Here, what they are doing, need a new story, a series to fill the binge-wide Netflix. Can recommend one. Okay, so the objective is to recommending the next choice. In fact, it probably already has. Just check your home page. Using machine learning to curate its enormous collection of TV shows and movies, Netflix taps the streaming history and habits of its millions of users to predict what individual viewers will likely to enjoy. Okay. So the explanations telling that the recommendations of the movie, whatever you have seen previously, based on that the decisions will be, the recommendation will be given in future. The next example, sorted, tag, categorized photos. So photos can be classified, categorized. The example application is Yelp. Self-driving car, Vayama car uses machine learning to understand surroundings. Okay. The application area is automotive transportations. Similarly, the applications are example applications are listed in this PPT. Gamified learning education, calculating customer lifetime values metrics, predicting when patients get sick, NC assisting categories, healthcare, determining credit worthiness, targeted emails. So these are all example. It uses machine learning algorithm. Ranking post on social media. As a student, you can search these kind of applications and you can try to use it. Computer vision farming. Okay. It all uses the artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning. 10 most machine learning algorithm in 2021. In a world where nearly all manual tasks are being automated, the definitions of manual is changing. Machine learning algorithm can help computer to play chess, perform surgeries, and get smarter and more personal. We are living in era of constant technological process and looking at how computing has advanced over the years, we can predict what's to come in the days ahead. One of the main features of this revolution that stands out is how computing tools and techniques have been democratized. In the past 5 years, the data scientists have built sophisticated data cleansing machine by seamlessly executing advanced techniques. The result have been astounding. So here, machine learning uses completely mathematics, probability, statistics, reasoning. Okay, that you know. Without mathematics, no machine learning, no artificial intelligence, no data science, no big data analytics. Okay, everything is completely based on the mathematics. So the core is mathematics. Learn mathematics, fun mathematics. So 10 common machine learning algorithms: linear regression, logistic regression, decision tree, SVM algorithm, naive Bayes algorithm, ANN algorithm, K-means algorithm, random forest algorithm, dimensionality reduction algorithm, gradient boosting algorithm, and ADA boosting algorithm. Thank you. I just given the overview of IoT and machine learning algorithm. I have not taken deeply. So the many researchers, scholars are here. They know the in deep. So they already have experience. So in companies, they have taken only few models, few tools like TensorFlow, Weka, PyTorch, with a few libraries, software, they have implemented the machine learning algorithm. As of now, not it's not needed much. Only few companies are incorporating the machine learning algorithm and artificial intelligence algorithm in their applications. So in future, every places need the learning. Okay, wherever you go, learnings are necessary for maintaining the system. It needs the securities. So when you improve, if you feel to improve the security, obviously you need the machine learning algorithm. Okay, based on the previous history, you have to take the decisions. So everywhere decisions are required, is needed. As a manager, he wants to take the decisions. So for taking the decisions, the machine learning approaches, machine learning algorithms required. So to implement machine learning algorithm, there are tools, variety of tools are there. Just plug in, plug out. Okay, whatever you want to, you just use it and throw it. You create your applications and throw your applications or throw your software. Okay. So thank you for patience. Many around 100 participants attended this presentation. I thank everyone. If you have any questions, you can ask me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation first. And today's session is very useful and informative session, sir. And we have learned many IoT tools, machine learning tools, all the things very much, sir. Today, very informative and useful session, sir. Thank you, sir. And Aswati, sir, some of the audience asking some doubts, sir.
Oh, sure.
Yes, sir. I'll leave it, sir.
Yes.
So thank you so much for this wonderful informative session, sir. We would like to express the gratitude for providing us this great knowledge. And participants, the chat box is open for your doubts. So we have a first doubt from Bharanidharan. He's asking to explain about edge on IoT, sir.
Explain about edge on IoT. Okay. Edge means end device. Okay. The IoT devices are placed in end devices. We have edge computing. Okay. Many of you know edge computing. So the computing is done at the edge, last layer. So now we are using the laptop, mobile phone. This is also end device, edge device, edge IoT. Okay, but are you doing any computing in end device? We are just seeing, we are just using the streams, right? We are involving in the stream. We are not doing any computing, processing, analytics. We are not doing it in the client side or the end device. So there will be intermediate layer. That's what edge layer. Okay, there the computing is being done. So in this session, I have shown one layer. Okay. Yeah, in this layer, the edge computing, it is a middle layer of the cloud infrastructure as well as the edge devices. Okay, so edge IoT, I don't know what you mean, but this is what the edge computing. So here machines, devices, algorithms, data are involved. Okay, so the data accumulations has been done here, and the computing is also performed at the edge side, edge IoT. Okay, so wherever the data, suppose you want to feel that the data, if the data is sent to the server, it takes long time. Okay, instead of that, intermediately you are computing and you are sending back the decisions or the output. So that place is called the edge IoT. Okay, so in edge IoT you are computing as well as you are taking the input data will be computed at the edge device. So that is what the edge IoT.
Thank you so much, sir. And our next question is from Arul Kumar. How do we test the quality of data from IoT sensor?
How do we trust the quality of data in IoT sensors? Yeah, this is a challenge task. So we have to use some algorithms, okay, for improving the security. Trust is kind of one security task. So we have to apply the algorithms. Okay, first we have to do it authentications where the data is coming. So that is important, and then we can apply the confidentiality, the integrity. Okay, so you have to apply the all the authentication, confidentiality, integrity. By doing that, you can improve the quality of data. Okay, you can trust the trust and quality of data can be improved. So you have to apply the algorithms. The algorithm means you have to add some intelligent algorithm, like machine learning should be adopted. So that's why in my presentation I said that if you use the machine learning as well as the Bitcoin network, then you can improve the quality of the data as well as the trust.
Thank you, sir. And our next question is from Manivannan. Could you please provide best IoT stimulation tools to deal quality of service problems like delay, jitter, bandwidth, and throughput?
He's asking the tools, right? IoT
Yes, sir.
simulation tools.
Stimulation tools.
Yeah, I have IoT tools. Yeah, this is the Azure. Is a platform, but for creating IoT tools, I have listed something, right? Here many tools are available. Here 10 open source tools for creating the IoT. Here we have used Arduino, Node-RED, but many of the devices tools are not used. I have not categorized experience on all the tools, so I will advise you to use Arduino, Kinoma, Node-RED for improving the for doing the IoT simulations.
Thank you, sir. And our next question is from Ashwin. How IoT or AI can be used for child safety?
Could you please repeat again?
How AI or
AI and
IoT
can be used for
child safety?
child safety.
Yes, sir.
Child safety can be tracked. Okay, suppose your daughter or your child is going to school, then you can monitor the child using the device. Okay, some device should be kept inside their pocket or somewhere. Okay, like mobile phone. You have to give some devices to your child, and that should be connected with internet. That's what they said. We are saying that GPS enabled devices are can be monitored remotely. So I think most of the schools providing the such kind of infrastructures. So right now they have started with the SMS. Okay, so your child is safely arrived in my school or college. So like that, they are sending the messages in the form of SMS. Okay, so if it is automatic, then we have to write the program. The devices should have that intelligence program. So according to the locations or with the given input by the child, you can the message will be reached to you, and you can think that your child is safely reached or not. So definitely artificial intelligence, IoT, should be involved for keeping your child safe. Okay. So the cloud infrastructure should come. Okay. Without internet, you cannot share the informations. So you need cloud infrastructure, AI, IoT. The program, intelligent program, should run on any devices. The devices should be your child should keep that devices, and then the devices should keep on monitoring your child, or it should ask your child input. So according to that, the message has been exchanged between your child and you. So through that, you can check whether your child is where is your child, whether the child is reached or not. I think many the app is already there, right? Some family app like that. It uses to find out where the mobile devices. Okay, the mobile devices will be tracked. So where the mobile devices located. So according to that, know that my beloved one there in the corresponding place. Okay, it is already there, but you can also improve. You can create the AI and IoT based applications and try to incorporate in that machines, or as you can convert into app and you can install it in mobile devices. So the best approach is converting into app and put it in the mobile phone. That is the best approach. So because the mobile phone only is being used by anybody, everyone. Okay. That is the best approach.
Thank you, sir. And the next question is, which NLP tools produce
Which NLP
tools produce?
Could you please repeat again? Could you please repeat again? Hello? Could you please repeat again? Hello?
You hear me? Yes, sir.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, I can. The question is, which NLP tool produce high accuracy?
I have not experienced. You can search it in Google. I am not a research. I have not done any research on NLP. So I think the question asked by the research scholars. I have not experienced. You can search it in Google.
Thank you, sir. And our next question is, in what way clustering is connected with edge computing?
What way cluster is connected with edge computing?
Yes, sir.
That's what I shown you, right? The edge computing, always call it as the fog computing. Okay, the edge computing or fog computing. So through internet, they are framing this is what the edge computing. Okay, so through internet they are making the infrastructures. Okay, so we always call it as the gateway. In gateway also there will be a computations. See here, this is we can call it as the edge computing. The gateway is also called it as the edge computing. The computation is also happen in this place. Okay, by putting the software algorithm in the gateway, you can create the edge computing. Okay, so here the Docker. So Docker contains the application. Okay, the tiny applications will be put it inside the Docker container. The Docker container will be executed in the gateway. Okay, so this is also one machine. Edge computing means it's not the imagination. It's the program should be executed in the gateway, any one of the device in between your cloud and the sensor devices. Okay, so this shows clearly that if you run the program in gateway, then it will be called it as the edge computing or fog computing. So if you make a cluster of applications, so one gateway can able to run lakhs and lakhs of Docker containers, lakhs and lakhs of applications. Okay, so it's a kind of fog computing or edge computing, can be created using the infrastructure such as computer, softwares, networks. Without network, computer, software, you cannot create the fog computing or edge computing. Next question.
Thank you, sir. And the next question is there any research-based tools like Kuja Simulator? Research-based tools like Kuja Simulator.
I don't know. Sorry, you can ask Google.
Thank you, sir. And the next question is, what is the main object of machine learning?
Machine learning, what is objective is to learning the previous history. Okay, taking the decision, predict and taking the decisions. So suppose in particular situations, if you are not able to take decisions accurately, then you have to use the machine learning algorithm. Okay, so as a human being, you can take only 2 decisions, this or that, if else condition. Okay, you cannot on the spot, you cannot compute, you cannot apply 100 or 1000 conditions. So in that time, you have to use the machine learning algorithm. That is objective. So to predict the accurate result, you need machine learning algorithm. Okay, then.
Thank you, sir. That's it, sir. Thank you for making as it clear, sir. And this is for participants. Please note your reminders. Attendance will be calculated automatically from our Cisco WebEx. Feedback form will be posted at the end of every session and you can enable it till 11:30. FDP materials will be shared at the last day of our FDP. 85% of attendance is mandatory to get the certificates. I would like to end the session with a word of thanks. Ashwati, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Sabita. We are really thankful to have Dr. T. Russo, sir, today with us. We learned a lot, sir, including the architecture and protocols of IoT, history of AI and ML, and so on. Thank you so much for enlightening us and taking us throughout all the IoT, AI, and ML work. I would also like to thank our participants for making use of this wonderful session, and thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, management of Ishwari Engineering College, faculties, HODs, and the participants. Around 350 participants participated in this lecture. Many questions they have asked. I'm very happy to answer all those questions. Thank you, Revati madam, for inviting me to take the lecture. Thank you, madam. I'm leaving. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.